So, good morning, students. I am Balino Mark Rabi from Bachelor of Science in Forestry 1. So, now I'll be discussing to you the forest to forestry. Overview of this lesson. This lesson will guide on learners on the basic understanding, concept, and principle in forest as a science and forestry as a profession, introduction of the various type of forests around the world, status and their importance both in ecology and economy should also be introduced and discussed. Learning outcomes. At the end of these lessons, learners are expected to define forest and forestry. Learners also learn about different type of forests and understand the meaning of reforestation and forest restoration. So, forest. When you hear the word forest, what word you can describe about forest? Anyone? So, forest is a tract of land dominated by trees and associated with flora and fauna. So, it is a community, it's a plant community predominantly of trees and other woody vegetation, growing more or less closely together, and the other technical definition of forest is an ecosystem with a minimum of 10% ground cover of trees and bamboo, generally associated with wild flora, fauna, and natural soil condition, and not subject to agricultural practices. So, what is kanang flora and fauna? So, flora, mo na ang mga example of mga flower that you can see inside the forest, different species of trees and plants. While ang fauna is ang mga animals like mga bird, mga insect, mga different type of animals na makita nimo inside sa forest. And forest is di na to dyan matawag na forest kung wala joy mga trees. And also, forest is an ecosystem with a minimum ground of 10% cover. So, di lang kay trees ra, but also bamboo. So, trees, it is a woody perennial with a single main stem, or in the class, or in the case of copies with several main stem, having more or less definite crown. They should be able to reach a minimum height of 5 meter at a maturity height. So, matawag din mo siya na mature na ang trees if kani ang 5 meters na ang ijang katas-on or ang height. Kani ang lapas pa sa 5 meters. So, ang trees muna dyan main single stem mo na ijang body or ijang punuan, ijang lawas, and ang crown mo na ijang mga sanga. So, forestry is defined as scientific management of forests for continuous production of goods and service. A complex definition is a science that encompasses an understanding of the biology of the trees and the dynamic of the forest, which required the application of scientific forest in the management of forest. So, forestry is also a special field study in science. So, here in VSU, nag-offer sila og kaniang forestry na field. So, which mo na mong kanang gitake karon na course. So, forestry was forestry is an profession started on the second half of 18th century in the Germany. So, ngadto dyan Germany nag-start ang forestry na profession or mga forester mo na sila. And in 1768 was the first school was established in Elnisburg, Germany. So dito na establish ang pinaka first na school sa forestry adto sa Germany. And then sunod ato na establish pagka mga early 19th century sa Australia and Russia ang forestry na school. And formal forestry education began in 1898 in Cornell University, which offer a degree program. So different type of forest. One is a different type of forest in around the world. First is tropical forest. Tropical forest, these are luxuriant forests which are generally composed of tall, dense, evergreen, broad-leaved trees and usually found in wet tropical upland and lowland around the equator. So mga tropical forests can be found in na center sa or sa kaniang may dapit sa equator sa Earth, especially here in the Philippines na kaniang tropical country. So nasa tayo mga tropical forest here in Philippines. And most common na tropical forest is ang Amazon. So as you can see in the picture, mga tagas kayo ng mga kahoy, mga street, and mga evergreen ang mga dahon. Next is temperate forest. Temperate forests, these forests are classified as closed forests. They contain the coniferous trees and most of the products are for industrial uses. So there are two types of temperate forest, boreal and mixed forest. Boreal forest, big forests are areas usually composed of single species or any one kind of species. You can find this type of forest in Canada and Northern Europe. So, ang boreal forest, mga sadya ang forest na in a certain area, same ratanan og mga species na ning tubo o mga kahoy. While ang mixed forest is the consist of temperature broad leaf and evergreen forest found in subtropical. So mixed forest mo sadya sa mga sagol-sagol na dito ang mga species na ning grow, mga klase-klase ng mga kahoy ang ning tubo. So na as you can see in the picture, muna dyan example sa temperate forest na mga yelo ijang mga dahon because of the kaniang klima po dito sa ilang country na lahi ra pod sa tropical na mga country. Next is plantation forest. Plantation forest are forests that grow faster compared to natural forest. The species planted are selected based on the objective of the owner. Before, the most common species that are being used to create such forest with commercial value for economic purposes. So, ang DNR nag-implement sila og ng mga tree planting una siyang inig after how many years mahimong siyang forest. So ang plantation forest is paspas ni siya mo grow ang mga trees compared sa natural forest kay ang plantation forest is inatiman gani then ang natural forest do yatiman sila but ang mga kahoy is dugol like kani ang magsanga-sanga na kanang kani ang minimum na kalayon sa mga kahoy pagtanom. Then ang plantation forest is pinili pod ang or selected ang mga plants na gipang tanom. And also this is for kanang economic purposes. So type of forest in the Philippines. So mga different type of forest in the Philippines. So ma-meet na nato diri ang mga forest na kani ang naa sa atong country. So, bisan usa dira na forest, na ba mo'y naka-familiar or na-enjoy murag na adtuan na forest? So, first is dipterocarp, malabi, pine, mangrove, beech, and the lastly is mossy forest. So, dipterocarp forest, these forests are commonly found in the moist valley and mountain ridge, especially occupying. These forests belong to family of Dipterocarpaceae. So, ang Dipterocarp forest is naninato siya malocate sa mga mountain na mga tag-as na mga ani ang nang di nakapit kani madto, like for example dito sa Mount Pananawan ra sa na-locate sa Mount Pangasugan na makita nato dira sa VSU sa atong eskwelahan. Malantaw jud nato kung usa ka habog na siya na forest. So makonsider nato siya na dipterocarp forest tungod kay na siya sa moist valley or mountain range. Second is Malabi forest. So Malabi forests are commonly found in the areas with dry limestone soil, and dominated species is Molave, Apil, Nara, and etc. The wood of these species are highly durable with natural design or pattern. So Mulabi forest, so muna sa example as you can see in the picture, murag na sa pattern na murag tanan kahoy is nagtagilid pod. So ang mga species dito na most commonly found ang makita is mga Mulabi, Ipil. So sa VSU, di ba kay na tayo Mulabi Hill na palang padong nato sa header, di ba makita na nato. So kisa may nakaadto na ninyo sa Mulabi Hill o unsa man na species inyo makita ngadto. So muna siya ang Mulabi forest na siya natural design. The third one is pine forest. Pine forest. Pine forest can be found in the high altitude of two common species of pines, Benguet pines and Mindoro pine. So, nagyapon dyan makita nato sa base yun pine tree. So, kanang padung nimo sa forestry department, makita gihapon nimo pine tree. Muna siya ang mga kaniang trees or forest na kaniang ganing himuonon og Christmas tree. Muna siya. Then, muna siya makita ni ng mga pine forest dito sa mga America, sa mga pinaka high altitude or mga bugnaw na mga place or area. The fourth one is mangrove forest. Mangrove forests are commonly found in tidal flats of mount of stream. These forests are now threatened due to the massive conservation of fish pond. So, kanang di ba kisa may taga murag mga taga maasin diri. Di ba kung adto mo padung maasin is makita ni nato ni siya sa daplin sa baybayon ning mga mangrove forest. So, mangrove forest is kanang dako gyapon siya og tabang sa atong economic, especially sa mga ang mga isda diri na sila mangitlog o mamuyo. So, kinsa man nakatry na ninyo diri og mangrove planting. The fifth is beech forest. So, beech forests are most found in the shore areas, particularly in sandy beach. So, mo dyan ang pinaka-most common nato, no? Kaya mo may permit nato aduan ng beach. So, ang mga species na commonly na makita ngadto is bitaog, talisay, dapdap, aguho, and etc. The lastly is the mossy forest. Mossy forests are cloud forests that are commonly found in the high elevation areas with tall terrain. Trees in these areas are usually stunned in growth because of they are always exposed to strong wind. So these forests are commonly found in mga mossy forest kay mapod gani sa dyan ay mga kanang gani mountain na mag foggy, so may maka-cause of ani ang mossy. So ang mga species na makita adto is or mga Podocarpus, the Cridium, Quercus, and Eugenia. So, type of species, ano mo na siya mga type of species sa forest. So, exotic, indigenous or native forest or endemic. So, exotic species or alien species are species that have been transported by human activity, international and accidental, into a region where it does not occur naturally. These species are also called the introduced or exotic or non-indigenous or non-native species. So, man siya ang mga alien species like mga mga foreign species na like for example din is ani ang mahogany, then Gimelina. Ano siya ang mga species na kana gani ang roots nila kay dili lam og mga pangdutlan. Unlike sa native species na atong kaugalingong mga naturally grow here in the Philippines. These species are genotypes that have evolved in the same area, region, or biotope and adapted of the specific predominant ecological condition at the time of establishment. So, example diri is ang kanang nara, then mga tuog or mga akasya mo na sadya atong mga example sa mga native species or trees. And endemic species are those are naturally occurring and found only within the specific area in Philippines. So, like for example, sa kana na certain area is dira ra jud na sa ning tubo na kahoy. So muna siya gitawag na to endemic species. For example, sa baybay kani ang mahogany dira ra jud na ning turok ng mahogany. Then wala na na sa laing lugar, so muna gitawag na to mga endemic species. This is the last slide that we will be discuss. So, forest restoration and forest reforestation. So, forest restoration is an action of reinstate ecological process which accelerate recovery of forest structure. So, like for example, like yan, forest gikan gi like mining or gikan gi pamutol ang kahoy or kani ang na mga illegal activity like deforestation. So mag-action na ang mga DNR to implement forest restoration which ilang i-recover ang forest structure manang sila og mga kahoy, while ang reforestation refers to the planting of trees in previous vegetated areas. So, mo ni siya ang like magkain ka imong pamutlo ng mga kahoy, then imong tamnan og mga vegetable or any kind of root crops, then after na i-harvest nimo imo na sad nang tamnan og mga kaniang kahoy or trees na kaniang mga like for example mga native trees imo nang manamnan dira. So mo na reforestation it is a previous vegetated areas. So ang trees has a big help in our economy because it will produce ni ang oxygen to kanang to breathe or give us oxygen sa mga living things in earth, and most din sila nag-supply og mga foods, even mga shelter, medicines, and mga atong needs in our daily life, especially in timber, mga production, goods and services. And I think that would be all. And I hope you learned something in my discussion. And yeah, that would be all. Thank you very much for your cooperation and listening. Thank you.